And what I
Yeah.
was unprepared for was, I'd somehow imagined this will make an impact. People will be thrilled or they'll be upset. They'll be damaged by contact with my dangerous, edgy, explosive fiction. But of course, what you get is a completely neutral, photocopied slip of paper saying
For me, thanks.
exactly your work slash book slash leaflet may be suitable for someone else at some time, but it's not suitable for us now. Thanks anyway. Bye.
Yeah.
Uh, and so I did about five or six of those. At which point, I think I'd more or less exhausted the list of agents who seemed highly appropriate. It was obviously a much smaller pool back then, I
Right.
think, the kind of science fiction and fantasy scene. So there were only about half a dozen that seemed highly suitable, that specialized in that field. And I was kind of then taking stock a little bit, thinking, maybe I wrote the wrong thing here. Maybe I should think about writing something that is a bit more aimed at being publishable rather than just being a kind of sprawling mess, that was my weird imitation of Lord of the Rings. Maybe I
Yeah.
should think of something tight and simple that is commercially viable and try and sell that. That was about where I was
Right.
at
Commercially
that point.
viable.
Yeah, it seemed like an idea. But the thing is, I had very little guidance. I didn't know if, none of the agents had really expressed much interest. So I didn't know if it was just completely the wrong type of book for the period or if it was too gritty or too funny or too weird a combination of the two. Or I mean, too unfunny, I suppose would be the way to put it. I didn't know if it was the tone was wrong or the writing was bad or anything. So it's a little
Right.
bit of a difficult kind of position to find yourself in, which probably a lot of writers do find themselves in.
Yeah, I think that's sometimes the most frustrating part. I mean, it's understandable. Sometimes the not for me, thanks is like the best. But sometimes it is like, well, I mean, what is wrong with it? And that can be quite hard to find. So how
Yeah.
did you find your agent?
Well, I found my publisher first.